Imagine being a mother of three,
corporate trainer and MD at Greenwich Meridian International,
entrepreneur,
stand-up comedian,
MC,
channel host,
and a passionate public speaker.
award-winning speaker in multiple categories,
4 times division champion for the humorous speech contest.
and the first woman to win the humorous speech at the District 82.
This definitely involves stepping out of your comfort zone.
Toastmaster Milhana has balanced all this in an amazing way while rocking her life. So Toastmaster Milhana, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today. How have you been doing?
Very good. Firstly, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. We are so happy to have you as well. And I will start off with my question for you, which is how did you become a Toastmaster?
Very interesting. Well, it was by coincidence. I was looking for a Montessori for my son, and then I happened to bump into this very fancy board, and I was like, oh, I like this board. My son is going to this Montessori. So I go inside, and then I bumped into the chairperson there who happened to be a person who I knew earlier. And we were talking, and suddenly she was like, Milhana, do you know about Toastmasters? I was like, of course. I was lying, of course. I did not have any idea what the organization was all about. Then, yep, that is how my journey into Toastmasters started.
I think quite a percentage of Toastmasters literally just get dragged in by their peers or mothers or fathers.
Yes.
That's what happens. That's how this journey starts. So in regards to that, Toastmaster Milhana, how did you get out of your comfort zone at Toastmasters? You didn't know about it at first. You just put your feet into it, like I knew it, but actually you didn't know about it. So you must have felt a bit uncomfortable at first. So how did you get out of that comfort zone and do things?
It was definitely very challenging because I love to observe then participate. But the moment I started participating, going forward, taking up minor roles and speaking, that is when I started realizing that I need to do more of it if I am to learn.
So was there a particular experience where you just ran away from some opportunity you were given and then perhaps you regretted it later?
Yes, I did run away, but I was not very successful in running away. So I don't know whether I should regret it. I don't know. That was during an area contest right after I won my club contest. Now, as we know, our contests have different levels. So I was very new to Toastmasters and I won the club level. Then I did not know there was an area. So when I was asked to contest for the area, I literally did run away, but the runaway was not very successful. I was convinced to come back. I contested and I won. So no regrets.
Yes, definitely. You wouldn't have to regret that. Yes. So in that case, you have experienced getting out of your comfort zone in many ways. What advice would you give to Toastmasters who just love being in their own clubs, sticking to their comfortable home clubs they've known for their whole time? What advice would you give them?
Get out of those clubs. Go to other clubs. Meet people. The learning is out there. There is so much to learn. When you are in a comfortable zone, you just learn a limited amount. But when you go out, your knowledge expands and there's so much that you will be gaining. The connections, the people, the learnings is vast.
You've had a lot of experience in that case. So, what lesson have you learned from, having all these experiences and then, doing a lot of things that other Toastmasters haven't done as of yet?
I'm not sure about other Toastmasters because we all have our own unique way of pursuing what we want to. But in my case, I think the greatest learning was that there's so much out there which I do not know yet. I'm still learning, I'm still amazed by some incredible people I keep meeting on a daily basis.
Yes.
That is actually very interesting, Toastmasters Milhana. So I think something I find really interesting about you is that you have an extraordinary personality, and you've got
Thank you.
got multiple connections, not just in Sri Lanka but also internationally. And you've been attending international conferences where you get to meet new people. So what was the initial point where you realized that connections are essential in this world?
It is very, very essential because I realized it during my early stages of contesting, because I realized these connections can inspire you, influence you, and have a major impact in understanding what is most important for you as a speaker, how you can connect with people, how to make your speeches universal. So all these things I think is very essential in terms of you going out that boundary that you think you are in. Yes.
Even some of us might be a bit introverted and
Yes.
intimidated of making new connections. I think it's very important professionally, and even in your day-to-day lives, when you get to meet new people, you get to learn a lot of things
Definitely.
from their own stories and walk in their own shoes. So what do you think are the benefits of networking and getting to know new people?
You get exposed to new ideas, new information, new relationships, lifelong friendship. A lot of opportunities are out there which opens up. You meet influential people, you are within certain circles where you get to interact with great personalities.
Indeed, it is very true. So, what advice would you give to someone who is looking to improve their network generally, not just in Toastmasters?
Well, invest in yourself. Toastmasters is a great start. It's a great investment because I was just a woman who was lazy at home doing absolutely nothing, no knowledge about what was happening. But then it comes to a point where you realize that you need to know, but you don't, so that you could make your life easier and those around you benefit something from what you know. So I think by investing in an organization, especially like Toastmasters, makes you a great communicator, leader, and you're more aware of yourself, and you can find the best version of yourself.
Yes. True, what you said is definitely true. When you go out and do a lot of things, you get to understand what you're really good at, your talents, what you can't do. You could avoid them as well.
Yes.
So in that case, it's been a really long journey for you, a journey of 5 years, if I can remember, from 2017 to 2022. 2017 you started Toastmasters, if I'm correct, and in 2022 you won the district award for humorous speech, if I'm correct. Yes. So you've gone a long way from being lazy to actually being really active and having a lot of connections and winning the contest. In that case, could you give us some tips and tricks that you used for preparing for the speech? Like how you prepared, how you aced that contest?
Well, yes. So, constant dedication, willing to go out there, seeking for help, support, guidance is very important, because anything that we do in our life, we cannot do it alone. You need a set of people who will be able to help you through. So in my case, I reached out to as much as people as possible who will be able to take me through that journey. So I always say, you may have heard this too, it's not the destination, but it is the journey, it is the process which makes the journey easier. So for me, yes, I got so much feedback. I had so many mentors. Literally, there was an army of people backing me up and supporting. Yeah.
So, as a woman who is in Toastmasters, have there been any instances where your voice was neglected? And if so, what did you do in those moments?
This reminds me of a quote by Priyanka Chopra. She says, "Good girls don't make history, bold girls do." So I think it is very important for you to know where to draw your line, where to say hello or excuse me, you're crossing the line. So that is very important. And I can remember one instance where there was this very unpleasant rumor circulating about me and few other women. So I had two choices, either to speak up or keep quiet and let the thing spread. So I thought, no, I will stand up for myself. If I do it now for myself, then maybe someone else might have the courage to do the same too. So this does not apply to only women. In general, any person who has been misunderstood, or you are circulated with all these opinions which is bothering you, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to speak up. You have to say, like I said, you have to know when to say hello or excuse me. This is my territory. Please keep away.
Yes, I honestly love your take on that question, and I do agree that as women we need to know when to say it, how to say it, and what to say it.
Absolutely.
So, yes, another question I have regarding the same scope is, why is it important for girls to speak out and stand up in certain circumstances?
Like I said, it's not only for a girl. It can be a man, a woman, a boy, girl. Just know your limitations. Know what serves you right. Because end of the day, your mental peace is very important. Just don't go out there and let anyone speak or do anything unpleasant to you. If it does not serve you right, stand up, speak up, or just move away from whatever is bothering you. But I would say, yes, you have the right to honor yourself, to let you know that you have a right to stand up and voice out what is bothering you.
That was very enlightening.
Yes, indeed, definitely. Stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean that you have to be uncomfortable in all situations. Like, you shouldn't let these rumors about you, people who want to put you down, circulate everywhere, and then you're going to feel depressed eventually. So Toastmaster Milhana is really like kind of like, how do I say? She has done it. Like, a lot of girls and boys alike here, you can take her example, and if you're depressed or anything, just have the choice and do what you need to do in that case. So you have improved a lot, like I have said earlier, like from lazy to active. In that case, how has Toastmasters improved you professionally and personally in both aspects?
It has improved both professional, personal, in a very vast way. I'm very grateful for Toastmasters because I'm more self-aware now. I'm more focused on what I want, my priorities. I am more aware of when to say no, when to say okay, because earlier if you would ask me to do something, I would definitely say no because I don't want to break your heart. But now, if I have the time, if I can do it, I say okay, I can. If not, no. So I think Toastmasters have helped me to make better decisions, choices, be more confident and more courageous of myself, know my priorities.
Yes, true. I agree on that take. You have not only gone inside of Sri Lanka and done a lot of things, contests and everything. If I can remember, you have done a lot of contests abroad as well, India and Bangladesh. That means you have interacted with a lot of international speakers as well, contest winners. What have you learned from these people? Like, they may have some takes on different things. Like, did you gain any experiences, and if so, what?
Of course, earlier, whenever I crafted a speech, I thought, okay, I'm crafting the best speech. But when you go out there, when you interact or associate with other contestants or members, whether it be a contest or just a speaking platform, that you see how different they think and how they do certain things. Even a small opening or a conclusion, how much is there to learn. And I would say I'm still learning, and I'm amazed by what I see out there. So it is very important even for you, maybe as a speaker or anybody, just go out there so that you will be inspired by how other people work.
Yes, you do have a lot to learn, whichever position you are in.
Yes, Toastmasters. So you've been to places, you've been experiencing various cultures and how their ethics, how their social traditions and all these things happen. So are there any interesting stories that you could share with us about when you mixed up in these various cultures and environments?
There are many. Yes, once I was in Indonesia attending my cousin's wedding. He was getting married to an Indonesian lady, and they are of the same faith. But what amazed me was the different traditions, rituals that they followed. When the bride came with this makeup and her face was painted like a doll, and I was so amazed, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. And then we also followed what they were doing, they would come and bow and respect, and this was something very nice to be among. So I think that was a great moment which I really cherished.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So in that case, when in Rome, you should definitely do as the Romans do.
So, in the previous question, you mentioned that Maldives is your favorite place to visit. Is there a particular reason for it?
I was raised in Maldives, and I have a very special place in my heart for Maldives, because that is like my second home.
Oh, that is nice to hear. So I think we have come to the end of all the fun questions, so we'll be going to our one last question. What is your parting gift that you would like to give our audience?
Never think that you are not good enough, because you never know your potential till you try. Because I have often thought of myself that I could not be better than somebody else. I've looked up to certain people who are doing great work and thought, I can never be like him or her. But until I actually tried, I never knew, okay, I can do it too. So always be willing to try what scares you the most, because you never know the result in it.
Yes, I agree.
No, that is, it just hit me hard. You're never, don't think that you're ever not good enough.
Yes.
Yes, you're always eligible for something great, whatever it is, even if you don't know.
Yeah, I think with that we come to the end of our session today.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to our rambling.
And thank you Toastmaster Milhana for accepting our invitation and being here as our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great fun.
It was, yes, definitely.
Thank you guys for listening in, and let's meet in another episode.
Stay updated, guys.